What is going on, guys? Matt Downs with Daily Grind Fantasy Sports here to give you the edge for this Broncos vs. Browns showdown slate on DraftKings. Cannot wait to break it down. If you guys are brand new to this channel, we provide both free and paid content for all daily fantasy sports across all sports. If you could please show your support by hitting that subscribe button, notification bell, and of course smashing that like button for all of our future NFL content. If you would like to know more about becoming a better DFS player and taking down that big GPP, head over to www.dgfantasy.com. On dgfantasy.com, we give you cheat sheets for every major sport along with ownership projections, actual projections, and strategy for every single slate. We also cover optimal cash plays as well as preferred GPP plays and stacks for specific contest sizes. We do the dirty work for you. We are also currently partnered with Fantasy Cruncher, the best optimizer in the industry. When signing up for our $30 package, you also get a $20 credit to use towards any Fantasy Cruncher product. We provide the best value in the industry. Now let's go ahead and dive right into this NFL showdown slate between the Broncos and the Browns. And wow, we don't really have an interesting matchup here. So let's go ahead and take a look here at the spread. Right now, it's a 2-point spread in favor of Cleveland. They are still the home favorites, but the total over under here, the game total is 41. So I always start out by saying, whether defenses are viable or not in this game, defenses are pretty viable. And that's because we have a backup starting for at the quarterback position here for Cleveland. They're without both their star running backs, and it just doesn't look good. Their wide receiver core is decimated. On the other side, Denver is not that great of a team, but their defense is also pretty good. So I think that explains the low over-under here with the 41. So yes, both defenses are viable, as much as I hate to say that. Me, being the psychopath that I am, I'll probably end up fading both of them because their percentage in ownership will probably be a little bit too inflated. I'm assuming between 10 to 20%. I wouldn't be surprised if it was higher than that. But here with the showdown slate, yes, both defenses are viable. I still would never put them in the captain spot. If you put them in the captain spot, you're hoping for like a 10-3 total here, but the total is still 41. So there's points that are going to be scored. I never recommend going all in here with defenses, but yes, they are viable. I will include them in your player pool. All right, let's focus here on the Denver side. We go position by position. I give you guys my favorite overall plays, my favorite value plays, favorite sharp plays. And yes, we do have ownership here provided by Fantasy Cruncher. If you guys haven't signed up for dgfantasy.com, our $30 membership gives you a $20 voucher to any Fantasy Cruncher product. NFL packages are as low as $20 a month, so you guys can get a free membership if you sign up for our $30 package and use that credit towards Fantasy Cruncher. It is a light package. You can only crunch up to 20 lineups per time, but it's still $20 a month. You guys get to test it out, get to input all of our custom projections. Guys, dgfantasy.com is where it's at. Our community is growing by the day, so feel free to sign up there. But here, let's go ahead and focus on this quarterback position here with Teddy Bridgewater. He is technically questionable. I think he's going to play. Limited practice, so he's still playing. Coming in at 47.2%, one of the highest owned players on the slate. 11K. Yes, that is worth it. I think he's the highest price guy here on the slate. He's a quarterback on the team that's not favored by 2 points. But if this offense is going to get it going anyway whatsoever, they're a pretty balanced offense, and Teddy Bridgewater will have to do pretty well here in this game to keep it close. So 47.2%. I do like him here. I think he needs to be included in all cash games, or close to all cash games here. At the running back position, oh boy. Okay, both of these guys are not cash viable because of their price tags. Okay, $7,400 here and $7,000 for both of these guys. These guys literally split carries. I know I say that quite often, but these guys, if you look at the snap counts, 54% of the snaps here for Melvin Gordon, Javonte Williams at 45%. That is splitting carries. Okay, not only that, Javonte Williams is technically getting more attempts per game than Melvin Gordon, not by much, but it's still a little bit more. So this is just a headache. In GPPs, you're going to have to include one or the other if you want to take that route. If these guys do get up to an early lead, which they can definitely do so in this competitive of a game, then yes, Melvin Gordon or Javonte Williams. At the price points, it just doesn't make sense. They have to get to about 14 DK points. I mean, just look at their totals here. He's only hit that, talking about Melvin Gordon here, only hit that in 2 of his last 6 games. So really not that intriguing. And it looks like Javonte Williams has literally only hit that one time. So the price point just doesn't make sense. More of a sharp play here. Yes, they could steal away a touchdown. They could have a good game. But again, they're splitting carries. I'm not confident in them whatsoever. Switching over to the wide receiver position here, we have some pretty sub wide receivers. They had a good last game. All of them literally did. Courtland Sutton dropped 23.4. We had Tim Patrick dropping 13. very good game, and even Hinton dropping 8.7. So at those price points here, they've been doing fairly well. Courtland Sutton at 10K is definitely more of a sharper play in my opinion, just because again at 10K you have to get to 20 points, and that is a very steep hill to climb here. He's hit that 3 of his past 6 games, so he's definitely boom or bust, and this team should be playing a more balanced game, like I said. So 42.7%, yes, he is cash viable, but I do have a little bit more interest here in 7.6K Tim Patrick, just because that price tag is easier to get to. He's getting a decent amount of targets. If you look at their snap counts, they're literally playing the exact same. This is a very balanced offense is what I'm getting at here. 82% of the snaps here on the season for Tim Patrick, 84% for Courtland Sutton, so, you know, technically 2% more on the field, but I do like Tim Patrick at the 7.6K a little bit more than Courtland Sutton. I still like them both. If you land on both of them in cash, definitely don't hate that. You're going to probably need to choose 2 of the 3 here because Hinton is a very good play here at 2K. He only has to get the 4 DK points to hit his value point. Hinton has done that in pretty much, you know, every game that he's been playing without other people in the lineup. Like Hamler's only been out for 2 weeks. Jerry Jeudy's been out the entire season. The previous 2 weeks when he's seen that snap count increase, which was back here in week 4, 5, and 6, he's done very well at his price point. So we're taking a look at 8.7 points, 10.5, 2.3. Did have a floor game there, but still at $2,000, he only has to get the 4 DraftKings points. He is my favorite value play, one of my favorite value plays on the slate, and I think he has a decent amount of upside here, playing about 63% of the snaps. 65 and 63 his past 2 weeks. So definitely have a lot of interest there in Hinton. Switching over to the tight end spot, we have Noah Fant at 34.4%. Another increased price tag here at $8,200, but he does deserve it. He's been playing the most snaps out of any wide receiver or tight end, 86.4%. I actually prefer him to Courtland Sutton because of his price point, and he is technically out there more, and Noah Fant is definitely a wide receiver in a tight end's body. So I do like Noah Fant a little bit more. In terms of a tier list here, I probably rank Patrick, then Hinton, and then Fant, and then Sutton in terms of value. They're all good plays. They're going to spread the ball around, so it's all about hitting that exact right wide receiver or tight end. But Noah Fant, yeah, $8,600 at 34.4% is definitely cash viable. Talk about kickers every time. This is definitely a kicker type of game script. They're both going to get in the red zone a decent amount of times and probably stall there. $4,200 for McManus. That's done good. Pretty good here on the season. Gotten 9, 13, 16 points in the first 3 games. So at 15% here, I don't mind him here as a last piece in cash. Last but not least, we have the Cleveland, about to say Cavaliers. I'm talking so much about basketball these days. Goodness gracious. All right, these are the Cleveland Browns. They are at an interesting spot in this game because Baker Mayfield is not playing. His shoulder has been bothering him, and they just decided, hey, you know what? We're going to wait for you to get healthy. We're going to start Case Keenum in this game. Case Keenum, not a bad bet. $9,400 for a backup quarterback. He's really not that bad. I can't trust him. He started in the NFL at one point in his career. 45.7% owned here. $9,400. The price tag I actually like a lot here. Probably a little bit more than Teddy Bridgewater. I know that's crazy to say just because of the matchup. $9,400 really is cheap when you look at that in terms of a price tag for a quarterback. Like, he's cheaper than Courtland Sutton, and he's going to be on the field the entire time that the Cleveland Browns are on the field. So I do like Case Keenum. I think he needs to be included in cash. Both him and Teddy Bridgewater definitely have to get it going if they want to have a close competitive game. So do like Case Keenum here at $9,400. All right, now for the running back picture. This is where you're going to save your salary, and this is where the public is going to go. So both of these guys are very, very much so cash viable. I was actually very interested to see the ownership more so on D'Ernest Johnson. It's not that he's not the better play, but the lack of ownership here on Demetric Felton. Felton is only 18.7% ownership. Now, the difference between these two is that Johnson is a pure rusher, and Felton is more of a pass catcher out of the backfield, as you can see in the 2 targets that he's gotten in all the games that he's played whenever he's been on the field. He's literally just out there as a pass catcher, which I actually really like for GPP upside. If you guys think about it, PPR, you get 1 point per reception at 5K compared to Johnson's 4.6K. And it's not even guaranteed that Johnson's going to be out there more than Felton. If you guys look at the snap counts here in the past 2 weeks, 20 and 20% here for D'Ernest Johnson and Felton. So to me, it kind of looks like Felton should be out there more often than not. Knowing that these guys are decimated at the wide receiver position, I don't know. I'm just looking. I might be crazy. Like, this might be a total Johnson game where he gets 20 plus carries. But to me, it looks like they're going to split carries, and Felton has the higher upside. Don't shoot me for saying that. Any Browns fans in the comment section, see if you guys agree with that. I just don't know. I don't know what to expect because we haven't seen Felton and Johnson, because Felton is a rookie and Johnson play on the same field here. But yeah, I mean, I like them both. I think they're both very cash viable, and I'm shocked here at the ownership. I've been watching some of these Browns games, and Felton really is an explosive guy out of the backfield. So I do like Demetric Felton for cash and GBPs, and I like Johnson a little bit more here for cash. But yeah, I love both these guys for salary savers. Like, if you can grab both of them and put them in your lineup, then I definitely don't hate that. But yeah, love both those running backs. At the wide receiver position, this is just going to be a position where we're going to have to wait and monitor the news, because technically Odell Beckham is not activated for this game. He did not practice Wednesday. Questionable technically, so we have to wait and see what that's looking like. Same thing with Jarvis Landry. Technically he can play. He was activated off the injury reserve. His anticipated return is this week. I've been looking at reports, and nothing's saying he's not going to play, nothing's saying he's going to play. So it's $6,600. I mean, I just don't know I don't know what to say. I love both of these price tags on both these guys. If they play, if they do suit up, then we can expect that they're going to be 100%. But then I can't even talk about the rest of his wide receiver picture without knowing their status. So I love the salary here on both of these guys. Really, all of these wide receivers, with the exception of Peoples-Jones, unless those two sit. So I know you guys are coming here for research, but right now we just don't know what that picture is going to look like. I will comment. I will pin a comment in the YouTube comment section if something does change throughout the day. Just know that I like these wide receivers, whoever does play. If Odell plays, I like him at $6,800. If Jarvis plays, I like him at $6,600. If either one of these guys play, then I really don't like the rest of these wide receivers at their price tag. So with that being said, let's move on to the tight end picture. We know what to expect here. Njoku, Austin Hooper, $3,800 and $5,400 there. I'm just neutral on them. They're okay plays. I am more on Austin Hooper because of his price tag, and he does play as much as Njoku. However, Njoku is more involved in the passing game, so I'm just very neutral on them. I don't see them being boom or bust. They can make for a decent last piece in cash. As you can see, Njoku did have that crazy game, but that was without a couple wide receivers. That was an outlier performance, and they do have Case Keenum throwing to him. So I do prefer the other value plays on the slate I've already talked about. And with the kicker here, don't mind him for a last piece in cash. I do prefer the Browns kicker McLaughlin over the Denver McManus kicker over there. Right now, he's technically carrying higher ownership, and that's because of the game script. But that will cover my entire breakdown here, guys, on this slate. A lot of value to go around, a lot of sharp plays. And again, you guys can sign up for dgfantasy.com to find out my exact build types, my favorite captains, and overall stacks if you guys want to go that direction. But let's go ahead and go over my favorite prize pick entry on the slate. If you guys haven't signed up for PrizePicks, first of all, what are you doing? Enter code using DGF for 100% match up to $100. Helps us out, helps you guys out, and this is the best way to play DFS today other than playing DraftKings. You simply hit the over or under of any certain fantasy projection or single prop stat pick. You can go over there and choose total rush yards, reception yards, receptions, all that good stuff. But right now I'm looking at the fantasy score of Felton, and I absolutely love the over. Something is drawing me towards Felton in this matchup out of the backfield. He's going to get plenty of work, should get at least 3 receptions, right? There's a 3 free points, and if he gets over 4 yards, he's going to hammer this over of 7 fantasy points. And again, I think he gets more than 3 receptions. So really like Felton, and they should utilize him just as much as Johnson. So love him at 7 points. I feel like that's a free square. And that will wrap up my breakdown, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy this breakdown. If you did, please do hit that subscription button, notification bell, and of course, smash that like button for all of our future NFL content. With all that being said, have a great rest of your day, and let's cash.